Time for, I believe, the only global challenge in Pokemon Champions this season. Surely more to come in future seasons. I wanted to start this... I have not played this global challenge at all yet. I wanted to start Thursday night, my time, when it started. Right at the very beginning. Really jump into for maximum chaos. Excuse me. But... for some reason it started 2 hours later than usual. They usually start at midnight UTC, which is viable for me on a weeknight, if not the best, but starting 2 hours later made a real difference in my time zone on a weeknight, and I did not stay up for that, so I haven't played yet. It's time to do that now. I think I'd better go get a glass of water before I do that, actually. So I'll be right back. Okay, that's a bit better. Anyway. So the mic on? Okay, good. So I wanted to use Gengar Perish Trap. I wanted to try something with that sometime. The first team I ever built in Champions was Gengar Perish Trap, and then I got distracted by Floette balance for a while. But of course, Gengar is my favorite Pokemon. It being extremely powerful while it has a Mega available is nice for me. And I also have been wanting... This team's not super committed to Perish Trap. It's not like hard Perish, but I have been wanting to use Perish Trap when we got a low-powered format again, because I feel like there's some skill development that can come out of fumbling around with this difficult strategy that forces you to think about the game in a different way. At least I felt that way when I used Wolf Glick's Reg H Perish team for a bit. I felt like I was learning. It is not going to be an easy team to use. I played several practice games the other day with this team on the ranked ladder, and I caught myself making a bunch of silly mistakes, and those were just the ones I noticed. I will say I did still win most of my practice games despite some silly mistakes, but yeah, it is going to be a tricky team to use for sure. But I'm not gunning especially hard for a particular result. I want to play some Pokemon with my favorite Pokemon and have some fun, and maybe learn some things along the way. Soundproof Kommo-o, of course, complements Gengar because they can cover each other's weaknesses. Kommo-o is a massively powerful setup attacker that gives me another win con, apart from anything to do with Gengar, but also Gengar is good at removing fairies for Kommo-o. Soundproof has not come in handy very much yet. It makes Kommo-o immune to Perish Song, which has not actually mattered so far in my practice games, but Kommo-o did once block a parting shot with that sound move immunity, so that was nice. Sinistcha and Incineroar are the balancy pieces that can either help Kommo-o get going or help Gengar Perish things. I was using Mousehold in my original Perish team with Gengar. I've switched to Sinistcha because healing Kommo-o after a Clangorous Soul I think could be useful. Incineroar is just necessary on a team like this pretty much. And then for the Firewater Grass Core to complete that, I have Palafin. I got the idea from one of the teams that did well in the Grand Champions Festival last weekend. I don't remember whose team it was, but they had Palafin on a team like this, and I thought that looked kind of interesting. And it was. Palafin is good for a team that likes to pivot around like this. Again, with that Firewater Grass Core, this team tends to switch a lot. So I can get Palafin transformed pretty easily. And it's kind of a weakness inherent to Perish teams that they're a little bit forced to play passively sometimes, so there can be a lack of damage depending on what Pokemon you bring. Kommo-o being massively strong helps with that. The Perish Song user being Gengar, which is very strong, helps with that, but I still would be lacking some damage if I didn't have another very powerful burst damage attacker, and once Palafin is transformed, it can do that. With Jet Punch, it also makes up for the overall lack of speed control, which is just not something this team has a ton of room for. One thing that is a little bit of a weakness, this team can be a little bit awkward in terms of the Pokemon I bring, which was definitely not something I'd solved in my practice games. I was definitely bringing the wrong Pokemon sometimes, but both Palafin and Gengar want to come in early and get their transformations as soon as possible. When I brought both of them to a game, I was pretty often just leading them for that reason. And then I'd have to figure out a position later. I mean, it was mostly working out. The other thing is, this is a team that tends to want to bring 5 or 6 Pokemon, which you can't ever do. So yeah, it can be tricky to prioritize. I found that most of the time in my practice games, I was bringing Gengar, Incineroar, Palafin, and Kommo-o in some order. So Sinistcha was getting left behind a lot. But Sinistcha was still very helpful when it came to a game. And then the last Pokemon is Ninetales with Encore. It gets Snow Warning to disrupt opposing weather, and it also gets Encore and Disable to enable Perish Trap. But that's a lot harder to pull off than Kommo-o stuff. I don't know how many games I'll bring Ninetales to, but I'm sure I'll find some where I want to try it at least. So it's a strong team, but it's a tricky one to use. I'll make some silly misplays for sure. But that's part of the fun, right? And with that, all the way on Saturday afternoon, I left this pretty late because I was doing other stuff like sleeping, but it is now time to start the Global Challenge. Let's go. Like I said, I did win most of my practice games, but I definitely was not using this team optimally, and some of those wins were by closer and luckier margins than they should have been, and I lost a couple of winnable games as well. Alright, first opponent, Kava, has Froslass, Garganacl, Garchomp, Talonflame, Alolan, Ninetales, and Sneasler. It's an interesting team. If I get Kommo-o going, their ice types are hard to deal with. Gengar can help a lot, less in Tailwind, and of course Froslass can never be trapped. Incineroar I think is going to be important in this game. It probably is just the usual 4 that I've been bringing to a lot of my games. Gengar, Palafin. Instead of overthinking this, I'm just going to bring these 4 in this order like I've done a few times already in not a ton of games with this team. And we'll see what happens. Again, jet punching things could be useful, even the ice types in snow. I mean, Palafin just hits so hard. The defense boost will matter, but it'll still be helpful. And my opponent's speed control could be tricky to deal with. Gengar and Kommo-o are pretty well positioned, if I can manage that. They might not bring Talonflame, we'll see. I think I heard of people are running Klefki to support Mega Gengar shenanigans. I could see Klefki or Sableye being useful instead of Alolan Ninetales. I don't know, Alolan Ninetales is another idea I got from some of the teams that did well at the Grand Champions Festival. It can be very strong, but it's definitely one of the harder parts of this team to use. But anyway, here we go. Oh, I think I'm back on random music now. No more Team MZ spam. I don't know what music this is. Okay, so obviously I have to watch out for Gengar, or for Garchomp just wiping out Gengar with an Earthquake. And Intimidated to that could be useful. It will give Sneasler its White Herb, but I think I'm good here with... I'd also be switching Incineroar in on an Earthquake. But honestly, I think I will do that. I think the Intimidate is worthwhile. Maybe not. I also just have limited options to switch in here. Honestly, this is a position where Sinistcha would be very helpful. But like I said, one of the weaknesses of this team is that it tends to want to bring everything, but obviously it can't. But yeah, Mega Evolving Gengar as quickly as possible gets me my my trap. Not necessarily Perish Trap. I have not clicked Perish Song, but taking away my opponent's option to switch can make a lot of positions tougher for them. So it is nice to get that done as soon as possible. The Fake Out does go into Incineroar. It crits. I switched out Palafin instead of clicking Flip Turn because I anticipated that Fake Out. And actually Rock Slide, which will do less than Earthquake. So that's kind of nice. Honestly, an Earthquake would have given me my Citrus Berry there, I think, though. Oh well. I think here I want to Shadow Ball Garchomp. I'm not too worried about it attacking. Maybe I should be, but it is at -1. And I want to Fake Out the Sneasler because otherwise it'll just post-combat Incineroar. It protects, okay. Is it Scarf Garchomp? No. Or Gengar wouldn't have gone first there. Okay, that does 60. That's pretty good. They do get to Earthquake. They protected their Sneasler around that. If I thought about that a little more, maybe I would have taken out the Garchomp. That did so much damage. And I lose Incineroar, but now I get Palafin. I get Palafin, but my Gengar is almost gone. Like, do I even want it trying to take Dire Claw at this point? Honestly, it might be worth just going for it with Kommo-o here. Yeah, I already feel like this one is not gone the way it's supposed to for me. I'm gonna... Yeah, I think I'm good with switching Palafin in here. Save Gengar for later, and I'm just gonna go for the Clangorous Soul. They could get me with some Dire Claw cheese. Or just a lot of damage, because Sneasler is, of course, not intimidated thanks to that white herb. The close combat goes into Kommo-o, yep. That did way too much, okay. I'm probably just losing this one. But we'll see. It's possible they doubled into it, knocked it out. It's possible that Palafin can save this. I don't think that crit mattered. Yeah, okay, I've not played this well to start. It is possible the Palafin can save it. The Sneasler has weakened its defenses now. So I think I just Jet Punch Sneasler, Shadow Ball Garchomp, and hope. I have no idea what they have in the back. Sinistcha honestly would have gone crazy in this early game. But with their two ice types, it's tricky to try to bring that. I do get 2 KOs here, even the Pokemon can't. But of course Gengar is still very low. I can't think about Perish Song really because depending on what they have in the back, I'll very likely, even if the Perish count ends, I don't have any Pokemon to switch in, so very likely I lose that Perish endgame. Even if we get all the way through it somehow. Okay, Ninetales and Frostlass? Yeah. Alright, so I'd like to Shadow Ball the Frostlass. They could pretty easily just protect that and go for a KO with Ninetales. So I think what I'm going to do is protect Gengar this turn to cover for that, and I'll Jet Punch the Ninetales for some damage on that because I think Frostlass is protecting. Okay, I'm wrong. Jet Punch just half to Ninetales. That's probably good news. Blizzard here, Palafin resists. What does Ninetales do? Freeze, they have Freeze Dry. I feel like I haven't been seeing Freeze Dry on those, but this one has it. Alright, well, can I get 2 KOs here, or is it GG the other way? Got rid of Ninetales. Yeah, Freeze Dry was a good surprise. I obviously I knew Ninetales could have that, but I haven't seen it lately. Alright, but somehow I won that game. That's the power of Palafin. He's a great addition to this team. That one didn't feel very deserved, but like I said, even when I'm not using this team optimally, it sometimes can get wins. So what's next? My VP are down a little bit between making this team and the Cybertron Archaudon Raid Boss replica, which I've been playing in ranked battles a little bit. That thing is crazy strong. Anyway, Charizard stuff. I have been bringing Ninetales against these to disrupt the weather, but I'm not sure it's really that worth it. But claiming Blizzard is good into some of their team as well. Actually, Blizzard can do pretty decent damage to Charizard even, if you don't miss in the sun. Komodo could go crazy if it gets the setup just right. There's honestly a case for Sinistcha to help keep Komodo healthy, even though they have so many threats into Sinistcha. I'm going to try, though, Gengar, Incineroar, Komodo, Ninetales. And voluntarily take on a weather war that's not really in my favor. But sometimes they work out. Maybe I could try Aqua Berry Sinistcha, but I doubt that's taking a hit from Mega Charizard Y anyway. Alright, Sneasler, Venusaur. So they'll have... I give them their White Herb immediately, assuming it's White Herb Sneasler, which almost all of them seem to be. And it's probably going to be Sash Venusaur, right? So it can't be Sash Sneasler. So they have the faster Fake Out. They also could just close combat Incineroar if they want. But what they don't really have right now is a good threat into Gengar immediately. So let's Shadow Ball the Sneasler. Obviously Venusaur is a problem because of that Sleep Powder, but they don't have Sun Up yet, at least. I can go Komodo here. Komodo can sit on the field against Venusaur for a bit. They obviously can't Fake Out Gengar because it's a Ghost type. They can switch because I haven't Mega Evolved yet. I'm doing that now. Let's see if they do. No switch. In that case, since Sneasler's not that scary right now, maybe I should have targeted Venusaur and just tried to get rid of that before the Charizard can come in. I think that would have made more sense. But I'll probably just knock out the Sneasler here. That's so much. I'll probably just knock out the Sneasler here. But yeah, I could have saved myself some headache later, probably, if I'd focused on the Venusaur instead. We'll see. It's Sleep Powder into Gengar. Gengar will take a nap. If they bring in Charizard here, I'm actually pretty vulnerable. I mean, I guess I could switch in Incineroar for Gengar. And then at least take their weather away with Ninetales. Probably sacking Ninetales in the process. But I think I can't just leave Gengar exposed here, right? I got scared by that sleep animation. I thought the turn had started and I messed up my input. I am, of course, switching Gengar out. Incineroar will take any hits from these guys pretty well, at least. They don't know that my Komodo is soundproof. Some of them have Overkill, so they might not bother with it. I mean, I protected it this turn anyway, but later they might not bother with a Sleep Powder into it. Maybe. Like I said, Soundproof has honestly not been that useful so far, but it is what I have. I just went for Sludge Bomb into Komodo. And Heat Wave, Incineroar can take that no problem. Now, I think I switched Komodo out to Ninetales. I briefly get Weather Control, and I think I just Flare Blitz this Venusaur. It can Sleep Powder me. But yeah, if I can get rid of it, that would be... Well, probably won't... Maybe I won't get rid of it once the snow is up. Maybe I had a better play if I stopped to think about it more. They might just Sludge Bomb the Komodo slot again, which will do a ton to Ninetales, but the point of Ninetales, of course, is take their sun away at least temporarily. They do have a Pokemon in the back, and I don't have Gengar on the field, so they can switch Charizard out. They get Ice-type Weather Ball here into Ninetales, which is pretty funny. Doesn't do a whole lot. The Venusaur protected, right? So I could Encore it. Or I could just Quick Blizzard. What do they have in the back? Standard. Let's see. It's this menu, right? Standard Charizard Y stuff. A Blizzard could go crazy here, actually. It's tempting. I think I Parting Shot the Charizards. Well, they could have Melodic at the back. They could bring that in. Maybe I don't Parting Shot the Charizard slot. Let's just double Venusaur. Okay, I get my Blizzard. That does less to Charizard than I'd like, actually. Oh, but it freezes. We'll see if that lasts. I guess that's the other upside to just clicking Blizzard sometimes, if that can happen. They miss a Sleep Powder into Incineroar, so I'm not even... Okay, that was an incredibly lucky turn for me. Not even punished for going for just going for damage instead of encoring Venusaur to protect. It was a little bit of a risky play that I made there, but I got very, very lucky. Now they can't switch Charizard out, so they forfeit. I have weather control for the rest of the game. When they're down to 2 Pokemon, in theory I could Perish Trap. Of course, Gengar is asleep and hasn't taken any sleep turns, so that part might not have worked out. But okay. Good start. Admittedly, a lot of good luck in that game. Some kind of Encore play into Venusaur might well have been better. I didn't think Charizard was staying in, though. I wonder what they had in the back. Maybe it was Garchomp. That would explain them not switching Charizard out there. Gardevoir, Heracross, Talonflame, Azumarill, Corviknight, Excadrill. So I have not seen a team like this before, and I don't know its game plans. I need to make sure I have enough answers to Corviknight. I mean, I'm strong special attackers. Mirror Armor doesn't hurt me too much. It's probably just the Palafin stuff again, right? Do I want to bring Sinistcha to this one? I don't think I need to. I think we just go back to this. I am live, right? Okay, good. Gardevoir Talonflame. So it's probably Tailwind, Mega Evolve, Hyper Voice. They could also Psychic Gengar, so I mean I can't just safely leave that sitting around. With that in mind, I'm gonna Mega Evolve and Protect, as I so often do turn 1, and I'm gonna hard switch out to Incineroar. I'm not gonna go for the flip turn because I think Palafin could take a ton of damage on its way out if I do that. I'm not sure how I beat this Gardevoir actually. This is going to be tough. If it just Mega Evolves and spams Fairy type damage. With also the threat of Psychic into Gengar, again under Tailwind. I don't have great answers to that. They didn't Mega Evolve. Maybe it's some Mega Heracross stuff that they're setting up the back. They just click Aerial Ace with the Talonflame. Okay. And Psychic Noise, which doesn't... Oh wait, no, I'm confusing Psychic Noise with Synchro Noise. Psychic Noise would do damage. Okay, I feel like this is a super obvious Protect for their Gardevoir, but the way they've played so far, I think they might not do it. So I'm going to Fake Out and Shadow Ball. I guess Sludge Bomb would be protected. I guess Sludge Bomb would have been stronger into Gardevoir, but... Alright. I just, the way they played turn 1, I thought they might not do that, so I thought I'd go for it, but... They get me there. They still are not clicking Tailwind with the Talonflame. In fact, they U-turn it out here. Which, okay, it's not trapped anymore, but the Tailwind is the main thing I was afraid of. It could be Focus Sash Gardevoir. I've been assuming Gardevoir, right, but it doesn't have to be. Let's Protect. The Excadrill is kind of a problem. I'd like to get a parting shot into it if I can. They might knock out Incineroar first. But then that still gets me Palafin in, which is also good. It could also be Sash Excadrill. That's, I think, more likely than Sash Gardevoir. I avoid a Psychic Noise. Is it going to be Earthquake from Excadrill? Drill Run into Incineroar. They could Earthquake next to Gardevoir if they have Telepathy. Incineroar narrowly takes that. So I do get a parting shot into Excadrill, and then I get Palafin in. It's still awkward because I haven't broken any possible Focus Sash on anything. I think I might actually like to switch Gengar out to Incineroar, get another Intimidated Excadrill. Basically, in doing that, the idea is I'm covering for Sash Excadrill. But I need to get rid of Gardevoir. I think actually, it's a little bit risky, but I actually think I want to double Gardevoir here, because if I knock that out, I can probably win with Komalo. Okay, they let me have their Gardevoir. Basically, I wanted to knock Gardevoir out before Talonflame came back in case they do still have Tailwind up their sleeve. I forgot they traced by Cursed Body, so they disable Sludge Bomb with that. That's funny. I probably don't need Sludge Bomb anymore anyway. Drill Run still does a bunch at -1. But I think that's okay for a Kommo-o endgame. Talonflame's back. I'm gonna switch Gengar out to Incineroar. Maybe I should protect first. I don't especially want to lose Incineroar to the Drill Run. Let's protect and Jet Punch Excadrill. Maybe I should focus more on Talonflame, but I can Intimidate Talonflame and then... Okay, there's no Sash on Excadrill. I was covering for that whole time. Still nothing priority coming out from the Talonflame. It's just an Aerial Ace into Gengar, so I'm going to protect. Last Pokemon, Corviknight. Okay, I can Perish that. Let's go Kommo-o first. And just Jet Punch the Talonflame. Try to get rid of that Pokemon. Corviknight is a tanky Pokemon that's hard to remove, but now that they're down to their last two, I have more than two. If I get Gengar back in reasonably cleanly. No Sash on the Talonflame either. Burn Palafin with the Flame Body, but yeah, I think my win con at this point is Perish Song, so it's fine. Body Press into Palafin. I mean, there's no reason to ever hard switch Gengar in on this and get knocked out potentially by a Brave Bird or something, so I can just Clangorous Soul and Wave Crash, and maybe I knock out the Corviknight before Gengar ever comes back in, but I should be fine with Perish Song if not. Hi, Robbie. My bad if it took me a moment to see your message. Taking recoil on my own Palafin is also good. Because, yeah, I think the only way I ever actually get Gengar back in here is by sacking something else. There's not really any reason to do it differently. There's Aura Sphere and Wave Crash here. Okay, if Gengar's not coming back in. Well, that's fine. They didn't Mega Evolve anything. Not Gardevoir and not Excadrill. I wonder, is Heracross their only Mega? Who knows? I don't know what items anything had there. Hey, back over 20,000 VP. That's Floette stuff. Floette and Frostlass. With a bunch of the usual guys. Gengar, Kingambit, Garchomp, Kingambit, Basculegion, and Sneasler. I kind of want to just keep spamming the same 4 Pokemon most of the time, including right now. Does that lose anything? Maybe Basculegion. But I don't have much better answers to Basculegion than that. I guess the problem is, I guess Sinistcha could be valuable here because it covers for Earthquake Garchomp, it can mess with Sneasler and Kingambit, and it can at least like redirect the Last Respects from Basculegion so something else can get an attack into that. Sinistcha's worth considering here. What would I drop for it? Maybe Kommo-o. It's not a great Kommo-o game, but I do lose a lot of damage potential without Kommo-o. And Kingambit gets harder to deal with. But both of their Megas just wreck Kommo-o, so I'm gonna try this and see what happens. Sneasler, Float. Well, I can threaten Floette immediately with Gengar. Good chance they switch it out turn 1 while they still can. Everything they have in the back resists or is immune to Sludge Bomb. So I actually think my most reasonable move here might be to Shadow Ball the Floette slot. Feel a little silly if they just attack with it, but I mean, that doesn't seem super likely. Let's just bring Incineroar in. I do give, once again, the White Herb to Sneasler. Seems kind of early to bring Sinistcha in. Maybe it'll be okay. They didn't switch. I could have just Sludge Bombed their Floette. Huh. What if this is the rare Floette that has Psychic coverage? Then I might get sad pretty quickly. Fake out into Incin, sure. Oh, did I see a White Herb activate on the Sneasler? I vaguely feel like I didn't. I'll just go straight for Light of Ruin into Gengar. Well, that did a lot. But I mean, they're trapped now. I can check right now for White Herb. Good point. No, it's just intimidated. Wow. Every Sneasler I run into now is White Herb except this one. I think there's a good chance they just protect both of their Pokemon here. I'm thinking about attacking Sneasler to cover for a Floette Protect, but I think Sneasler's going to protect too, so I might as well just do the first thing I thought of. I'm wrong, Sneasler doesn't protect, so yeah, I did have a chance to just get rid of it there. But at least it's not doing anything this turn, and I've probably broken its Focus Sash, because if it doesn't have a other thing, it probably has a Sash. The Sludge Bomb Floette now. And pretty safely get some health back on Gengar, I think. If they close combat Incineroar, this will do nothing to Sinistcha. Yep, that takes out Floette. What does Sneasler go for? I'm not used to Sneasler being not the fastest thing on the field either. Dark Wand to Gengar, makes sense. It's mostly ineffective, but they can fish for something. They don't get anything, though. Kingambit. That's kind of hard to deal with. I mean, I can take out the Sneasler now with a Shadow Ball, probably. And with Rage Powder, I can prevent a Sucker Punch into Gengar. And even if the Kowtow Cleave, it goes into Sinistcha. I think I'm okay with that. Sneasler survives. Not ideal. It is Kowtow Cleave. I forgot I have the Colder Berry. This is the first time it's been useful on this team. But this is exactly the kind of thing that it's here for. I could do the same thing again. I mean, I might protect the Sneasler. I'll protect both of my guys here to cover for anything like that. I could still lose to Basculegion in the back. That could be a problem, yeah. They didn't protect the Sneasler. Okay. What did Kingambit go for? Okay. Actually, if I lose Sinistcha here, I could lose to Basculegion if they brought that. How do I not do that? I'm gonna intimidate it. If it's choice, then with Incineroar in the back, it doesn't really have good answers to my whole team. This might be a throw, but I'm willing to just go for it and see what happens. Now they protect. Makes sense, I guess. They can get rid of Sinistra here, which is not great. I mean, I guess I can... I guess I can just go Palafin next, actually. Jet Punch the Sneasler. Guess something like this might have been available earlier, too. They still can't switch Sneasler out, and it's just protected. Shadow Tag is so broken. Even before any Perish Song comes out. What is their last Pokemon? I really hope it's not Basculegion. This is probably still doable if it is, but it's a lot harder. Yeah, okay. Well, I don't know if this... I don't know if I can win this, because if I switch Incineroar and I boost Kingambit, there's a giant problem right now. Good job by them preserving the Basculegion. I'm going to go for the Perish Song. I might be better off just going for a Shadow Ball into Basculegion if I can. Yeah, I don't have any other big damage into it at this point. But I don't know that I have the tools to deal with this. Aqua Jet into Gengar survives. Okay. This team really has me on the edge of my seat sometimes, that's for sure. Alright, somehow I'm 4-0. I've definitely had some good luck along the way. I think I'd heard this already, but it's neat that it shows you your placement right there after the battle. Rotom, Mousehold. Okay, this is an interesting rain team. Mega Meganium, Politoed, Archaludon. Dragonite, could be Mega Dragonite on a team like this. Totally reasonable that it could be. Ninetales is strong into this, I suppose. Mega Meganium a little tricky, of course, because it has that guaranteed Fire-type Weather Ball. But yeah, taking their weather away from them could be good. Gengar lead for sure. Gengar leads like every game with this team, which is probably too inflexible. I probably shouldn't be playing it that way, but that's the way I have been so far. Komodo is pretty good except into Meganium. And Meganium is super vulnerable to Gengar, so... I think Komodo is a fine bring here. Palafin's not that good into this team. Being able to punch the mice is kind of good, but doesn't do a whole lot else. Sinistra could be alright. But I think it's probably Gengar, Incineroar, Komodo, Ninetales. This team... I don't think I've played a game with this team yet where I didn't bring Gengar and Incineroar. They both feel pretty necessary most of the time. Maybe all of the time. All of the time so far. It's a big disparity in our ratings. I haven't been watching my opponent's ratings until now, but... yeah, that is sort of what I'm seeing, Robbie, so far. It just feels inflexible, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know... I don't know whether the game is doing anything to pair me into people at similar ratings. You'd think it would. Can I just Parting Shot our Chaladon and go Komodo here? Even when they do get a good lead, you Mega plus Protect while switching out your other Mon, and then they just have nothing? Yeah, that has been happening a lot. This might be a little aggressive, but let's see. Light Screen, cool. I feel like Rotom is so pressed for moves, so I wonder what they don't have if they have light... Huh. I wonder what they don't have if they have Light Screen, but... It's an interesting tack. So is Earthquake our Chaladon. Of course, it's already intimidated. It's about to go down to -2 now. And, I mean... especially if it's physical or Chaladon, I don't know, maybe it's mixed, but Komodo looks pretty free to try to get going here. Granted, the Light Screen does weaken it some. What do they have in the back? Okay. I don't want to go straight to Incineroar again, but I don't know if that's worth it. Just go for a Clangorous Soul. The Light Screen could make a real difference, though, once Komodo starts attacking. Our Chaladon's now at -3 attack, and I've only seen a physical attack from it so far. Deflect. That's an interesting Rotom. It's just Earthquake again. Okay. I mean, they can switch now if they want. Parting Shot and Clanging Scales. Probably get Gengar in again. Okay, they do switch their Chaladon out, so they lose all those attack drops. They get Politoed here. I mean, I can take the weather away from them immediately with this Parting Shot, or maybe them knocking out Incineroar with a Hydro Pump. Either way, I can get my Weathermon in. Okay. So Politoed just switched in and Rotom just used Hydro Pump. I think I just switched Ninetales back out to Gengar. I don't think I need to mess with their moves right now. Just keep clanging. There are only going to be a couple turns left of their Light Screen too, so I might be able to get rid of Rotom at just the right time to prevent another one. Nobody switched. What if it's physical Politoed? And I've just been lowering my defense. Okay, Rotom Volt switches, so it does get out of here. Who's coming in? Our Chaladon? Yep. Weather Ball. Ice Weather Ball. Okay. That's a neat surprise. I guess it's not that surprising that a Politoed would have that move, but I did not think about them getting Ice-type damage into me with that. Good for them. I think this is the last turn of Light Screen. I'm going to check. Yeah, so I think I just Protect here. Then I get more damage into them next turn. If the Politoed clicks Perish Song, then it's soundproof Komodo, so it's okay as far as that Pokemon goes, but that would be a pretty funny move they could make. I just realized that in that Gardevoir game, I was afraid of Hyper Voice into my Kommo-o, but again, soundproof. Actually would have been useful for that. I didn't even think about that. Oh well, they were clicking Psychic Noise the whole time. Soundproof probably also blocks that. Oh man. Okay, light screen wears off here. I'm not even thinking about, so far, about all that Soundproof can do for me. Now I think I Shadow Ball or Chowdon and Clanging Scales. Oh! Okay, well I hope they don't get an attack off. Yeah, okay, they won't. It's probably fine when the light screen was still up, too. I forget sometimes, our Chowdon feels like a Pokemon that just has strong stats everywhere. And I'm used to seeing it run Assault Vest in Scarlet and Violet formats. I forget that it's not that bulky on the special side. Rotom. I think we have one more Pokemon, right? Yeah, Dragonite. Okay. I mean, I think it's pretty safe here to just Perish Song. There's not really any need. I think it's pretty safe here to just Sludge Bomb Dragonite and Clanging Scales. Oh, it could be Physical Dragonite. I guess my brain is fully adjusted to Special Dragonite now, but maybe I'm about to be sad if they Extreme Speed me. It's funny, it took me some time to get used to most Dragonite being special in Champions, but now I'm forgetting that they can be physical. So those definitely see some play still. Well, we don't get to see what this one does. It wasn't Extreme Speed, at least. I think Kommo-o is kind of a tricky Pokemon to position in this metagame, but it is very, very strong sometimes. That was a good Kommo-o game. I had some of those in the practice games, too. Alright. Oh, Sand Team. Excadrill, Tyranitar, Corviknight, Venusaur, Wash Rotom, and Hydreigon. This is tricky for Gengar to deal with, but then I guess Kommo-o is useful to threaten. I mean, the Hydreigon the Hydreigon could be scary depending on whether I'm boosted and what item it has. But yeah, Kommo-o then complements Gengar, being very strong into at least Excadrill and Tyranitar and Venusaur. Though I don't have Overcoat, so Venusaur can put Kommo-o to sleep. Palafen's also pretty strong into actually basically just Excadrill and Tyranitar, not the rest of their team. Ninetales is worth thinking about here. It doesn't do a lot to help me beat Corviknight. It does a fair bit to help me beat Corviknight, because it can Encore disable Corviknight. And taking away their weather could make a big difference against Excadrill, so I think I've talked myself into these four. We'll see how that actually works out. Honestly, I could have thought about Sinistcha too, and I didn't really. I keep saying I think one of the weaknesses of this team is it feels like it wants to bring everyone. Excadrill, Tyranitar, okay. Well, intimidating these is nice. Mega Evolve and Protect. I think I'm down to just switch Ninetales in. Maybe it'll take a lot of damage from a Rock Slide or 2 Rock Slides, but we'll see. was better off switching Komodo in here. Yeah, maybe. Does look like it might be 2 rock slides. Komodo would have gotten in so freely. Okay, well, I can preserve Ninetales for later. I actually think I'm good with just double switching here. Intimidate them again. Let's do it this way, though. One thing that I would not love to see is a knockoff into Komodo getting rid of the leftovers. That could be pretty annoying. Okay, Mega Tyranitar, they get their sand back with that. Fair enough. Didn't really think about that. Should have. It is a -2 attack, though, and so is Excadrill. Tyranitar protects. Excadrill must not have protected. Earthquake. Okay. Alright, let's go for the Clangor's Soul here. Taking out Tyranitar stops any shenanigans with its coverage moves. Taking out Excadrill breaks its Focus Sash. Well, they could just protect Excadrill also, and they just protect the Tyranitar, so they won't do that. I'm going to take out Tyranitar, but I might be overthinking. They didn't protect Excadrill. Just went for Rock Slide. Alright, they could flinch me. They don't. Yeah, I don't get to see what Tyranitar would have gone for. Is it crazy that I want to sack Ninetales to get rid of the sand? I mean, they can switch Tyranitar out and bring it back, but basically I want to get some health back on Komodo is the main thing. So I'm going to do that. That also preserves Incineroar for later. It does mean that I lose weather control once Ninetales goes down, but if I can get some health back on Komodo in the meantime, it's not like Tyranitar is ever comfy in front of Komodo. Earthquake. They're just hitting their Tyranitar this time. It is, of course, -2 Earthquake. That still did a ton to their Tyranitar. Didn't KO Ninetales. Oh, they crit themselves. That's really awkward for them. They did go for the knockoff into Komodo here, but I avoid that with Protect, and now I can... What do they have in the back? I think I'm good to just throw off a Blizzard and Aura Sphere the Do I need to Aura Sphere the Tyranitar slot? Aura Sphere the Excadrill slot. And throw off a Blizzard. I don't know what they have in the back, but some other team won't like coming in on this. Corviknight, okay. Excadrill protects, so I don't accomplish a ton here. Now it gets tricky, because I could preserve Ninetales. I'd probably have to crit them. Why do I have so much good luck today? I feel like it's going to turn around on me at some point. I could preserve Ninetales. I'd have to bring one of these two in. They probably want to click Earthquake with that Excadrill, and it probably still has a Focus Sash intact. Which is why I'm kind of thinking about not preserving Ninetales and just clicking Blizzard. Alright, I'm going to do that. That also catches Venusaur if they switch that in to protect their Excadrill. If they switch Tyranitar in, I can hit that with the Aura Sphere. If it's Hydreigon, I Aura Sphere that. It is Tyranitar. Okay. Well, they get their weather control, but this is the last time. Tyranitar's gone now. Yeah, probably would have been alright to switch somebody else in. Oh well. I land a Blizzard in sand into Corviknight. That actually does quite a bit of damage. And freezes. Why am I so lucky today? Unreal. I lose Ninetales for that, but yeah, that's not a bad exchange right there. Especially since I can go Incineroar now. Again, getting Mirror Armored is not the end of the world, but having Fake Out Pressure and stuff into their Excadrill could be pretty valuable. Hydreigon, okay. I can fake that out. And Clanging Scales. Or just Aura Sphere Corviknight. Get rid of that before I start lowering my defense. If I can stall out the sand, I should be able to... Excadrill could still be hard to deal with. Corviknight survives. Okay. And thaws. Not ideal. Oh, that's really bad. I don't remember whether leftovers or sand comes out first, even though I've been watching it all this game. Okay, I lose Komodo to that. Probably lose the game. I don't know that I can beat Hydreigon now. Would be nice to still have Ninetales. Should have preserved it earlier. That Blizzard just looked like it gave me a lot of initiative, but it wasn't enough. Well, I'm going to try to do something tricky for this turn, at least. No, that doesn't matter, because they just want an Earthquake. So it's Protect, Gengar, and attack with Incineroar, but one, Excadrill's Sash is still intact, and two, they're just going to Earthquake. They can do that next to Hydreigon, no problem. So there's no baiting them into targeting Gengar and attacking with Incineroar freely. It just doesn't work. Probably just knock out Incineroar here. Oh, and Gengar. Okay, well, I finally lost one. It was a matter of time. Yeah, I just got too aggressive with the Ninetales. I think if I preserved the Ninetales one more time, this was probably doable. Battling 3? Why is their name 3? Charizard, Venusaur, Incineroar, Farigiraf, Torkoal, and Garchomp. Wow. They don't have great Komodo answers. They could have like Air Slash Charizard or Dragon Pulse Charizard, and of course they have Garchomp. Oh, they have Farigiraf too. Okay, so they have some Komodo answers. Komodo is still one of the best things I have here. Palafin could be decent here. Maybe not with the Farigiraf messing with my Jet Punch. I think I'm going to try this. Taking weather away from the Torkoal could be important in some positions. Maybe. Garchomp Charizard. Okay. Yeah, I think it's just this and switch to Incineroar. Intimidate their Garchomp. Incineroar shouldn't be too afraid of Charizard. They Mega Evolve their Charizard right away, okay. Dragon Claw into Incineroar, which was Komodo, makes sense. And then just Heat Wave. Okay. Can I just fake out Garchomp and attack Charizard? Maybe that throws away my Gengar for not enough compensation, but what's the alternative? Switch Komodo in and then still have trouble dealing with Garchomp next turn? Garchomp's intimidated. I can look for a parting shot into it. Alright. Plus this fake out will probably give me my Citrus Berry too. Into Rough Skin. Yep. Alright, now I think I'll protect Komodo. The way they're playing this, I think they might let me get a parting shot into Garchomp. This also can scout for... I don't know if the Charizard will show me any coverage, because they were going for the Dragon Claw earlier. They need to switch. It is just Dragon Claw into Komodo again. Heat Wave. Okay, Incineroar's getting pretty low, but I should be positioned for Komodo to set up now. I also have the option to take the Sun away here if I want. I think I'd probably do that and then just switch right back to Incineroar. Gengar might be worth thinking about in this position. Let's try this. There still could be a coverage move on the Charizard that's hard to deal with. I could Encore it into Heat Wave to cover for that, but then I'm leaving my Ninetales in front of a Heat Wave. But honestly, I think the extra bit of insurance I get from that might be worth it. At this point, okay, let's switch Charizard out. Alright. I could have just Blizzarded it. Could have just hit the Garchomp with a Blizzard there. But I think, no, if I didn't go for that Encore, I think it was switch Ninetales out. That Dragon Claw still did a lot. I did too much. I can't Clangorous Soul. Okay, my plan didn't quite work. Actually, I'm in a lot of trouble now. I can switch Charizard back in is the problem. Alright, let's do this. If I had these two Pokemon trapped on the field right now, then there are ways I could play around them, but I don't. They didn't switch, though. Let's go for the Dragon Claw again. And, okay, parting shot. Sure. Venusaur. Okay. I might be able to set up here. It's going to leave Komodo super low. But Komodo's been a sitting duck so far. Turning this around, I need to do something. I need to make a play. Garchomp switches out. I faked out that slot just in case it didn't, but yeah, it makes sense. Venusaur just protects. Okay, so there's no damage into Komodo this turn. How low is this going to leave me? Pretty low. Alright. Let's protect Komodo and see if I can get a parting shot into their Incineroar slot, because I don't think that thing is staying in. If I catch Charizard switching in, and I get Ninetales right away, that would be pretty useful. They don't hard switch, maybe they click parting shot too. No, fake out into Komodo. Alright. This kind of works too. I Sludge Bomb Incineroar. Okay. Well, that does still get me another Pokemon in for free, and I think it's time for Gengar again. It might be time for Ninetales, actually. Because like an Aura Sphere and Incineroar? No, because then they can just switch. Aura Sphere, Incineroar, and Blizzard, but they can just switch. I don't need to. I don't think I need to attack. I don't think Incineroar is. I don't think Incineroar is that important a target here. The tricky thing is, does it have a Dark type attack? I think most of them do, right? But it's Incineroar. Gengar's going to take a hit from it, right? I think Venusaur is the more important target than Incineroar right now. Because Incineroar can't... It probably doesn't have a good way to damage Komodo. Granted, Komodo is really low right now. Well, the other problem with this is I probably don't want to lower my defense in front of this Incineroar right now. Alright, I'll Aura Sphere Incineroar. No. Clanging Scales and Sludge Bomb Incineroar. That way I get damage into Venusaur. I can still lose to Sleep Powder Cheese. But I can make it hard for them because I still have Ninetales in the back. Can at least take away their Chlorophyll, right? Okay. Oh, Incineroar survives at 1%. That's... Oh, Venusaur takes out Komodo anyway. Yeah, it just took me so long to get that set up, and I lost so much HP in the process. I don't know if I can beat their Garchomp now. Actually, maybe I can. Well, the problem is I have to bring in Ninetales for the last time right now, so I'm about to lose Weather Control forever. My weather will come out first, right? Which means they get Weather Control. I don't think I can win this, but if I can win this, it involves like some super crit into Charizard. Will I protect Ninetales from the Venusaur's attack? Venusaur protects. Oh. Huh. That's a surprise. That was a crit, but... No, I got the crit and the poison, but it's still not enough. Miss, 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 miss. Okay. Can't ask for too much today. I've had a lot of good luck already. I still have the sash on Ninetales. What if I hit both targets with a blizzard here? That actually, I actually can win if this 50-50 blizzard into both targets hits both of them. Charizard protects. I only have to hit one target. Sludge Bomb. Knocks me down to my sash. Does it poison? No. Blizzard connects. Did I see whether the Garchomp had a choice scarf? I don't remember. I don't think it did. No, I think it switched moves. Also, if I just protect here, Charizard feints poison damage. I still then have to hit another Blizzard and Sun. But this is actually not over. Charizard will feint this turn for sure. I think I know that it's not Scarf Chomp. I'll get confirmation again here. Is that confirmation? Actually, if it's Scarf Chomp, it doesn't matter. I just lose to that anyway, so... yeah, because I need to outspeed and then land this Blizzard and Sun. That's the only way. Alright, I believe Blizzard is 50% accurate in Sun. Assuming I'm correct that I'm faster, this is a literal 50-50. And the only way I'm not faster is if it's Scarfed, which I think I know that it isn't. Nope, it is. I'm wrong. Okay. I guess it didn't switch moves earlier. I thought I remembered it doing that. Well, GG. That also shows me how many battles I've done. That was number 7, so I think I'm 5-2 now. I usually lose count at about this point. Okay, Rain. Frostlass Rain. And they also have Lopunny. Frostlass and Meganium are both Pokemon that you don't run without their Megastones. I feel that way about Lopunny too, but honestly, Lopunny without the Megastone is the most reasonable of those three. It's Meganium Rain, but sometimes it's Frostlass. But there's also a Lopunny. I don't know. I don't know. Well, let's see. Maybe I'm losing games because I'm not bringing Palafin. Maybe I need to bring Palafin again. Uh-oh, this person's a gamer. It's their actual in-game title. Oh, and they're the trainer, so that means... doesn't it tend to mean a streamer hiding their identity? I think someone told me that. Alright. Mega Evolve Protect. I'll just protect Kommo-o as well. Mega Lopunny gets Scrappy, of course, so if a Mega Evolves, it can fake out Gengar. But if they just leave Meganium in, Gengar is pretty good for getting rid of that to make room for Kommo-o to go off later. Mega Lopunny, of course, would... wait, they can't Mega Evolve both of these. What on earth are they going to do? I was definitely thinking through that turn as if they would Mega Evolve both of them. But they won't be doing that because it's impossible. Lopunny Mega Evolves. Why is Meganium even here? Well, it's not going to turn into a Fairy type. I know it won't be doing that. But yeah, they could Fake out Gengar. They won't because I protected it. They also can hit Gengar now with whatever other normal attacks Lopunny gets. And I can't intimidate it because it gets Scrappy. However, I think I go Incineroar here anyway. I'm going to throw a Sludge Bomb at this Meganium. I'm not hitting the double weakness that I'd like to hit, but... honestly, is it even important to clear up Meganium for Komalo now? It probably isn't, but they could still be running Dazzling Gleam. What item does it have, if not its Mega Stone? Well, it's gone now. And it's just U-turn from Lopunny, okay. That's not bad. Well, it can come right back in and threaten Incineroar, actually. Never mind about it not threatening Incineroar right away. But we'll see if that's what they do. Basculegion. The hardest thing on this team for me to deal with. And Lopunny is back. Alright, let's protect Gengar. I want to go Ninetales here. I think it's reasonable. I've been bringing Ninetales to more of these games than I anticipated. And it's been helpful, but I'm not... It's definitely one of the hardest Pokemon to use on this team. The Fake Out goes into Ninetales. That does a lot considering the defense boost. And just flip turn on the Basculegion. Are they bringing Pelipper in? Hi, Rimmer King. It's our Chaldon, okay. I really want to Shadow Ball this Lopunny. It's probably a bad idea. The idea would be to catch Basculegion coming in. But I don't think that's going to work. I think I'm better off just targeting this Archaludon. You been playing the Global Challenge, Rimmer King? Okay. I got the drop, too. I actually could have Shadow Balled the Lopunny slot. That would have been such a cool play. No, actually it didn't work because Gengar's faster. Never mind, that never worked. That would have been a terrible play. Oh, can I freeze this Basculegion? I got knocked out our Chaldon, so that's nice. It's gonna be Scarf Basculegion, isn't it? Even though it's a rain team, those still sometimes run that. And I use Flip Turn first. Well, let's just protect around their Fake Out for now. I mean, if they lock it into Last Respects... basically, if it's Scarf Basculegion, then whatever they lock it into, I have something that can hopefully take a hit at least. Incineroar or Komalo. Fake Out into Ninetales. You might play a bit, you signed up. B is your normal team. Does that mean a team of all normal types, or a team that is normal? I don't think they'll let me do this, but it would be cool. If it is Choice Basculegion, which it might not be, I've just been thinking it probably is. do... Well, what does Lopunny do? Close combat in Ninetales? Okay, I do not get to disable the last respects. Oh well. Just the one you use on the ladder in Scross tournament. Oh, so the one you showed me last weekend with the victory bell. Cool. Triple Axel. Makes sense, I suppose. How do I beat Basculegion with this team? That's a real problem. That I guess I didn't account for properly in the builder. If I ever revise this team, I'm going to need better Basculegion answers. I mean, it is at least going to be at -3 attack now. But I don't know if that'll save me. Well, let's see if this team just loses to Basculegion or not. Would be unfortunate. I did build this team pretty hastily. Would be unfortunate to largely just hard lose to one of the top Pokemon in the meta. Oh, okay, I guess it wasn't Scarf. Or, I think Scarf Basculegion can be slower than Mega Gengar. I've run into that before. But alright, I was stressing way more about that than I needed to. Should be fine now. Basculegion's still super scary, though. Maybe I should be running Freeze-Dry Ninetales. Although, what move would I drop for it? Probably Blizzard, and I don't know if that would be worth it. Maybe I need Dark Attack Incineroar more than I need Flare Blitz, although Flare Blitz is nice to have. But okay, that's a win. Back in the win column. I think I'll play a couple more and then think about a break or something. We'll see how I'm feeling. I don't really have a clear intention for how many I'm playing right now, but probably not all 30. Starmie, Scovillain, Sylveon, Aegislash, Glamora, Garchomp. What is this team? Are those Japanese characters? Is this someone... I think Japan is the only circuit where this global challenge has actual stakes. This is a Japanese player running some heat. How do I beat Scoville? Well, okay, I mean Gengar doesn't... Gengar does care about being burned, because sometimes Gengar wants to hang around at low HP, but it cares less about being burned than a lot of my team. And it can Sludge Bomb Scovillain. How do I beat Aegislash with Incineroar? Maybe Palafin? Once again, it's probably a good idea for me to remember that Soundproof Komodo is immune to Hyper Voice. That could matter into the Sylveon if I'm bringing Komodo, but I'm not sure if I am. I think I might want Sinistcha for this one. Sinistcha could help me deal with Starmie. Starmie could be pretty threatening to a lot of my team, depending on its set. I'm going to try leaving the Komodo behind and going with these four again. The Starmie could be pretty tough to deal with, actually. Depending on a whole bunch of positional stuff in this game. Garchomp, Sylveon. Okay. Nope, I want to protect. Let's just flip turn the Sylveon. continue to be not really convinced that flip turn is worth it on Palafin. Because a lot of the time I'm hard switching around to fake out or protect or something anyway. It might be a better move to have there. Just like people figured out eventually in Scarlet and Violet. They Earthquake their own Sylveon. Okay. Let's go Incineroar. On the Hyper Voice, sure. I'm gonna try to get rid of... What do they have in the back? They have a poison immunity. I'll Shadow Ball the Sylveon. And fake out the Garchomp. Take Rough Skin, but I don't take Earthquake this turn. And who's coming in? You made a Mega Abominable Trick Room Snow Team. Forgot you're just bad at Trick Room. I mean, you can learn Trick Room. It's not the hardest type of team to learn if you really dedicate yourself to it for a bit. You just slash. What do I do with that? Let's see if I can get away with a Parting Shot into Garchomp. They could Earthquake their own Aegislash, but they might have Wide Guard to cover for that. But if they Wide Guard, they don't do something else with it then. Nope, they're attacking. Shadow Sneak into Gengar. Okay, that is good to know about. Did you just Earthquake their own Aegislash though? This person's a menace. They knocked it out. Well, I don't have to worry about the Shadow Sneak anymore. Alright, show me transformed Palafin. And their last Pokemon is Starmie. That'll be their Mega. Let's Shadow Ball it. And get another Intimidate, because why not at this point? I guess I could just, oh, it could be Scarf Chomp, but it's at -3 attack now. I guess I could just Perish Song, but I don't think I need to. Okay, Starmie's gone. That just leaves -3 Garchomp. There's the Earthquake. Is it Scarf Chomp? I don't think it can be Scarf Chomp, but they have just been clicking... Maybe it can, but they have just been clicking Earthquake this whole time. Kinda wild. I could Perish, but I can just attack. Go ahead, lose Incineroar to Rough Skin here, and it's still worth it. Citrus Chomp, but it has just been clicking Earthquake every turn. Well, I'm gonna just take it out with Shadow Ball and Jet Punch now. Alright. Kind of an odd game. Alright, at least one more, and then I'll think about a break. Zooman. Okay. Oh, Alakazam Meowstic stuff. You want to see that do well, but in my experience, it tends to just lose to Incineroar. It's pretty strong into the rest of my team, actually, though. I'm going to be careful with Incineroar into this team. Alakazam, Meowstic, or Chowdon, Politoed, Volcarona. Volcarona, huh? Mousehold. Like, Palpin goes crazy into a lot of this team, but Psychic Terrain, if they set that up, does stop the Jet Punches. What's the game plan with Alakazam, Meowstic? Psychic Terrain, Mega Evolve, Mega Evolve Alakazam, Expanding Force is usually what they do. So that just kind of hard loses to Incineroar in my experience so far, but it is actually pretty strong into the rest of this team. They don't have great Komodo answers other than Alakazam. Let's just do this. No Wonder Room. Which one is Wonder Room? I can never... Is that the one that changes defensive stats? Or is it the one that turns off items? I get those mixed up. Oh, there they are. Well, let's just switch Incineroar in then. I don't have a Dark Attack on this Incineroar. But Alakazam should still fold to a Flare Blitz, right? What if they Trace Intimidate? After I switch. Oh no. Wait, this could be trickier than I bargained on. Wait, my team's actually kind of weak to this. They Trace Intimidate. So Incineroar is now intimidated. Not ideal. They don't set the terrain yet, but they can do that next turn. So it's not worth trying to fake out. I think I just throw Ninetales out there to... Well, they'll take a hit because of the Focus Sash if nothing else. I think I just go for the Flare Blitz anyway. Let's see how much this does. They can't even switch their Politoed in at least this turn, though they could protect and reposition. But this is a -1 uninvested Flare Blitz, so... Let's see just how thin is the paper that Mega Alakazam is made of. Protect. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna click Disable into Mega Alakazam. If it pulls off, if it goes for Expanding Force here, I'm gonna click Parting Shot as well. I think they might switch Alakazam out. If they Expanding Force and I get to disable that, that also could create some openings for me. Gravity? What are they? Focus Blast. It's gonna be Focus Blast. It's Focus Blast. Oh no. Okay, well, it doesn't one-shot, but it does a lot. And I will not be disabling Expanding Force here, but I will be disabling Focus Blast. Unfortunately, I also clicked Parting Shot, so Incineroar will leave the field here. And I'll probably want to bring it right back in. Ninetales didn't take any damage. So Blizzard next turn is probably pretty safe. Weird game so far. Incineroar's coming right back in. They can't Focus Blast anymore, at least with Alakazam. But I could be in real trouble here. For sure. Actually, it might have been better to switch Incineroar into the Ninetales slot and protect Gengar. Probably, yeah. There's the Expanding Force. Okay, Ninetales won't take another of those. They go for it with a Meowstic as well, makes sense. Ninetales survives. I feel like I'm getting some insight on how to play this better if I run into it again, but yeah, this has been a little bit sloppy. It would be nice if I got Incineroar in with them unable to switch again. And then I could think about targeting the Meowstic. Politoed's here, sure. So I'm in a pretty bad spot now. I think the best thing I can do is sack Ninetales. Get Gengar in, get rid of Meowstic before Alakazam can come back. Not sure that's gonna work. But we'll see. What are some mons I look forward to coming to the game? I read that message earlier, then I forgot. I have no idea though. I guess like the rest of the new megas. Looking forward to seeing what they can do when the time comes. There's nobody else in particular. But the more the merrier, right? A little awkward that the terrain ends there. I probably just played badly in this Alakazam and I'm probably going to lose to it, but it is what it is. It's a matchup I hadn't faced with this team before. Guess Alakazam Side Spam had to be good into something. Yeah, the terrain goes back up. That might be GG. Might not be. Weather Ball into Kommo-o? Okay. What about you, Raymer King? What mods are you looking forward to seeing in this? Gravity's gone. They could miss their Focus Blasts now. But I don't know how I beat this Alakazam, and I suspect I probably don't. I can try Shadow Tag, that's so funny. I actually wanted to switch Komodo out here, and I cannot. Did I just protect? I don't even remember. No, I didn't. I switched in Shadow Ball. I can switch Gengar out. They probably just Weather Ball that slot, right? But the alternative is just lose to Expanding Force. Maybe they don't just Weather Ball. You're not looking forward to Paradoxes? Why is that? I think this is kind of obvious, but I also think it's the only play I have. And yes, I did just go for double protect with Komodo. What else is it going to do? Just powerful, you like low power? Fair. There are a ton of... Oh, it's a protest going by my window. That's why there are a ton of people. That makes sense. There's a spot pretty close to me where people... You know, relatively frequent protest spot. I saw a crowd and heard some faint chanting as to what's going on. Alright, well, I got through this turn. What are there, like 2 more turns of terrain? What about the rain, though? How many turns of rain are left? Not very many. If I can dodge a Focus Blast and land a Flare Blitz into Alakazam, it might not be over. Unfortunately, I can't switch Komodo out because of the Shadow Tag Alakazam. So I'm going to go for a triple protect with that. 1 out of, what, 27 times this works. What are you reacting to there, Raymer King? They didn't Focus Blast. Actually, I guess I should have just gone for my setup with Komodo or something if I thought they were likely to Focus Blast. Instead of clicking triple protect, but it wouldn't have mattered as they do just take the KO. I forgot about the Earth Power and Politoed. I survive. They still have a Pokemon in the back that I don't know about, so it still looks pretty doomed. I do finally knock out the Alakazam. I did not get triple protect though, did I? I think I only got double. Going for triple protect was probably not the right move there. I think it was not the right move, but it didn't matter. I would have lost Komodo for nothing anyway. Actually, I guess it might have been the right move, because if it had worked, I'd still have Komodo now against the Searchaludon, and that sure would be nice. It's Earth Power Politoed. Okay, I don't think I knocked these out quickly enough, but I'll try. But yeah, I think the Alakazam just boomed me. I need a better game plan if I see another of those. I don't see them super often, though. They're not good into most of the meta, I think. But turns out they're pretty good into this team. Perish? I lose a Perish endgame. I mean, I don't think I have enough turns anyway. I don't think I can get through the turns, but also Gengar will faint first. Citrus or Chaladon. Man. So that goes from a 2-hit KO to 3. I should have targeted the Politoed anyway. It doesn't matter. there was no way to win this. At this point. Alright. They got me. Yeah, I died too, but also, I mean, they knocked out Gengar turn 1 there, so the Perish was never working anyway. Alright, let's just get another one. I think I'm good to play at least a couple more. Hello? Where is game? Okay, there it is. Palafin Rain, that is scary. Especially if it's Haze Palafin to mess with Komodo. And they have Eternal Floette. This is a really scary team. I mean, if Gengar can remove Floette for Komodo, then I'm getting somewhere. I also could bring Ninetales and go for Weather Control. I think it's Ninetales or Palafin. I don't have room for both. Maybe I'd rather have Palafin in this one. I don't know. It's pretty weak into some of their team. Let's try Ninetales. Do I think they'll eventually do multiple gimmick formats like Terra and Dynamax? I think probably not. But I know some people are anticipating that. I think they'll probably do one at a time. Okay, their Incineroar might be faster than my Incineroar. Good chance it is. So I can't safely fake out here. Let's just switch to Komodo. I can take any hits from these. Probably. At least it's weak form Palafin and it's intimidated. Yeah, they just hard switch. Okay. So I maybe thought about that more than I needed to. Okay, Pelipper comes in. I got Komodo, which of course is immediately vulnerable to Hurricane. Going for Parting Shot into Gengar. Makes sense. Doesn't work out for them here. I'm down to gamble a little bit. No, I'm not. They probably have Floette in the back. So I don't think I go for my setup right away. What do I do? I can switch both Pokemon, actually. That's a bit safer. Tailwind. Okay. That could be a problem. Parting Shot into Incineroar. They targeted Komodo with that Parting Shot, which would not have worked. So it's kind of unfortunate that I switched Komodo out, actually. And there's the Floette in Tailwind, which makes it harder for my Gengar to deal with, for sure. But maybe I can cheese them here. I could have put, I think, Parting Shot instead of Flare Blitz would have been fine there. Oh well, damage is damage. Their Incineroar's back. Yeah, they're protected. The problem is now they can fake out Ninetales, so I can't Encore them into Protect. The good news is I'll try it anyway in case they'll let me get away with it. The good news is I should be able to Parting Shot their Floette if they fake out my Ninetales and not my Incineroar. Just go straight for Light of Ruin. Makes sense. Into Incineroar. Well, now I Encore them into Light of Ruin. Maybe. They didn't Fake Out, so yeah. Well, okay, they Flare Blitz my Ninetales. Knock it down to the Sash. I have now locked them into Light of Ruin. I go Gengar here, and I check how many turns of their Tailwind are left. One turn. So I protect both of my Pokemon. And then I have Floette in a pretty vulnerable spot. You're 2-1? Congrats. Did the stream motivate you to start playing? Darkest Lariat. Well, I can disable that. I don't want a Parting Shot anyway, but I don't want to let them have free damage if I can avoid it. This or Procopia? And you went with this? Okay, Floette's gone. That's huge for Kommo-o. Do I get to deny a Darkest Lariat here? Yes. Amazing. The Pelipper is back. Kommo-o and Sludge Bomb Pelipper. How many Pokemon do they have left? Yeah, I've only taken one KO so far. Okay. Okay, knocks it down to a Sash. Tailwind is back. A little bit annoying. Not my favorite thing right now, but I think they went for the Parting Shot into the Ninetales slot. So Incineroar is stuck on the field. They can still Hurricane Kommo-o. Alright, I'll protect. And attack Pelipper. It is Hurricane into Kommo-o. Okay, so that pays off. Pelipper's gone. I don't think I've seen their last Pokemon yet. They do get their Parting Shot into Gengar here. That's awkward. They get Fake Out pressure back from that. What's their last Pokemon? Palafin. Right, I had seen it already, of course. Silly me. I mean, I think I'm down. This is the last Fake Out pressure of the whole game. I think I'm down to just sack my other two Pokemon to get around it. I could Perish, but they can Jet Punch Gengar, so that doesn't really work. Unless it actually does work, because I can take the rain away. And click Perish Song. And probably just win with Kommo-o after that, because how do they knock it out quickly enough? Fake out knocks out Ninetales. But now what does Palafin go for? I think if we're... Is this Scarf Palafin? Oh no. Okay, I don't get my Perish Song, but if it's locked into Wave Crash, I think I'm fine. They can't even Parting Shot Komodo to lower its stats, right? I Intimidate it. I Clangor his Soul. I Fake out Palafin. And I think Komodo just wins. So not getting the Perish is fine. Not quite Perish or be perished in this game. They're throwing what damage they can at Komodo, but that was not much damage. Oh, they had Tailwind up. I forgot. Silly me. Might as well protect here. Get some leftovers. Forgot they got a second Tailwind. Whoops. Oh, hello, Spambot. I guess I could have clicked Parting Shot into their Palafin there. That would have made things a little bit safer. Oh well. Here we go now. There was a bot. I don't know if you were able to see it. Probably. But it's gone now. Oh wow, that did not do much at all actually. I thought it would do more than that. PC message deleted. Okay, yeah, that was a bot. Alright, well that's GG. We trade Parting Shots into each other's cats. That's peak Incineroar right there. Just saying rude words to each other back and forth. While Setup Powerhouse cleans up the game. True Incineroar. That's right. Mike. What does Mike have? Another Sand Team. Primarina for the Fairy. Komodo is really good if I can get rid of Primarina. I think I want to bring Palafin to this one. I kind of want to not bring Incineroar to this one, which feels like blasphemy. Palafin. Incineroar has felt mandatory in almost every game with this team, but Komodo, Ninetales, and Palafin all have so much potential here. I'm going to try not bringing Incineroar to a game, and we'll see if I'm punished. Not bringing the best Mon of all time, I know. It doesn't feel right. So let's see if it is. Daily Corviknight Incineroar. Okay. Well, that's fine. I just want my transformations here. I don't want to click Perish Song. No, no. Incineroar can get out of it anyway. Not worth. Tailwind. So I have to be careful with Kommo-o because they can still have the Primarina in the back. I do stop a parting shot this turn. You know what? I'm down to see if I can catch Primarina coming in. Still faster than Incineroar in their Tailwind. So it doesn't work as intended. That did so much damage. What in the world? Why is Corviknight so strong? Let's go for Darkest Lariat. Well, I'll get rid of their Incineroar. But I lose way too much in the process. That was not worth it. I don't know if I can beat Primarina now. Well, I made a silly play, and that's what happens sometimes. There's the Primarina. Now, let's see what this does to it. Supposed to get their Moonblast and their Tailwind. Oh, is Corviknight going to double me here? Nope, that goes into Ninetales, okay. That did a lot. I'm still taking so much damage back, though. How strong is Wave Crash? Okay, I think this should KO. Four and one, nice. Corviknight switches out for what? Tyranitar, okay. Now there's Sandchip too. It survived. Ah! No. That's rough. That had to be a roll. Drops the sand damage, but it gets some damage into me first. Okay, so can I get rid of this Corviknight? I think that's the goal this turn. And then hope that the Kommo can beat Tyranitar. Basically is the whole idea here at this point. Tyranitar protects, I kind of figured it would. I didn't say it out loud, but also I don't want to let them get another Tailwind is part of the point of this, if I can possibly avoid it. I missed the Blizzard into Corviknight. I don't think this does enough. Nope. They get their Tailwind. No! It's probably doomed. Mega Tyranitar. Hey, he's flexing at this point. Miss, 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 miss. No. Okay. Roost. Alright, that's GG. I'm not beating this Corviknight. I can hit the forfeit button. I swear whenever you click wide guard, they don't click fake out. Do you mean quick guard? Good. Well, like WWW. Couple in there. Ganium, Archaudon, Mousehold, Pelipper, Talonflame, and the enemy, Basculegion. I think I gotta bring Sinister to this one. Oh, I didn't bring Incineroar and I lost. And it would have been helpful, so yeah, lesson learned on that. Although I kind of knew. Being able to Jet Punch through Talonflame would be nice, but not a massive deal. Alright, let's try bringing Sinister and not Ninetales and see what happens. Letting them have their reign could be a problem, but we'll find out. Leading Basculegion with Talonflame. Scary stuff. Am I going to bring Incineroar in on the flip turn? I still think bringing Incineroar in here is the thing to do. Tailwind and flip turn into Gengar. Okay. I'm still not used to going to the Pokemon screen to check my opponent's Pokemon. This would be nice if I can get away with it. Aqua Berry not saving you again is tricky, right? Because you're giving them stun. So you're asking a lot of the Aqua Berry. There's the Arch. Yeah, and it should do more. Alright, well, you tell it. Try this. I want to parting shot somebody. I don't feel super strongly about who it is, but I guess this works. Rain Dance Talonflame. That's cool. I didn't see that coming. I would not have guessed it gets that move. Well, this parting shot's going to help, but less than I'd like. And it's White Herb Archaludon? That's nuts. Okay. Go Sinistcha, get some recovery. This is the last turn of Tailwind. Protect Gengar. Switch to Incineroar. I can probably make something happen here. Oh, I just protected? I didn't remember that. Hurricane Talonflame. Do I think they'll ever add pre-evos for a Little Cup format? I don't think they'll do it for that purpose, but I hope they add them at some point. Okay, well, my misplay with the Protect kind of pays off for me there as they double into Incineroar and don't knock it out. So I'm not... When I say pays off for me, really, I mean I'm not punished. Let's try to get rid of this Talonflame now. Haka still hasn't worked. That poor struggling berry. You're asking a lot of it. But I said that already. Oh, Quick Guard! Oh, this Talonflame is just booming me. Okay, I don't get my fake up. The Archaludon's at what? -1 special attack, I think? So hopefully it still won't do too terribly much. They don't get their Tailwind back. They get another Electro Shot here, so now they go back to, I think, neutral special attack, if I've counted correctly. Victory Bell killed Azumarill. Nice, good for it. Had to get a W at some point. They're still determined to get rid of Incineroar, but they don't. If they go Basculegion here, I could be in trouble. So of course they do. Okay. Protect Gengar. This time I know I can do that. I will Parting Shot Basculegion. If they knock out Incineroar, so be it. That at least gets me Sinistcha onto the field. Then I can Rage Powder. They luck into Last Respects into Gengar. What does Archaludon do? Draco Meteor, throwing away its special attack stat once again. I didn't think that would knock out Incineroar. Honestly, it was closer than I expected. But it doesn't happen. One thing that's a little awkward is Basculegion can switch out of the Shadow Tag, but Archaludon has weakened itself so much. I'm not really that afraid of it anymore. I'll just go Sinistcha here. This will also heal Gengar. Maybe I should be running the Kasib Berry on Sinistcha instead of the Colbur Berry. Considering the trouble I've had with Basculegion, that could be a good fix for this team. if I revise it at some point. But I don't know, in ranked battles right now I'm all about Aaron, Cybertron, Zang, or Chaladon Rain. So I don't know if I'll pick this team back up at some point. Would be nice though. Rage Powder comes out. Last Respects into Sinistra. Doesn't KO. Shadow Ball into Basque Legion. Hopefully does. It does. I don't know what their last Pokemon is, but I'm a lot less scared now. I even still have Incineroar in the back. Okay, Draco Meteor. They're going to go down to -4 special attack here. But they do knock out Sinistra. But I think I can just go Incineroar here. Get Fake Out Pressure into whoever. Never mind, they forfeit. Okay. Not bad. The battle has already ended. What does that mean? I don't know why it showed me a message that said that. Mousehold? You think you found non-chlorophyll Venusaur on a Sun team? That's rough for them. Mousehold, Floette, Garchomp, Talonflame, Rotom, Aegislash. This could be tricky to deal with unless they knock out their own Aegislash like that other player did. Honestly, it's not an amazing Komodo game between Floette and Talonflame, and also Garchomp. So let's do these four. Let's do the balance four. I don't know if Gengar can be called a balance piece, but anyway. Yeah, we'll leave the Komodo behind for this one. Could be pretty strong if I remove the, well, if I remove the Floette. The problem is the Aegislash actually also just walls Komodo. And then they have Talonflame to threaten it. And then Garchomp in some positions. Rotom Garchomp. Alright. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, what's Incineroar doing coming in here? Guess it has to be Sinistra. Five and 2, nice. Protect the Garchomp, okay. What does Rotom do? Volt Switch? Thunderbolt into Sinistra, okay. I mean... Matcha Gotcha feels pretty free now. Be nice if it burns the Garchomp. But I'm not betting on that. Feels like Matcha Gotcha barely ever burns for me. Which I know is different from some people's experiences. Hey, I know it's not Scarf Chomp, so that's nice. Wow, facing Garchomp and Watch Rotom, there's something nostalgic about this because I spammed this duo for a while in the early days of the format. Okay, they get their Volt Switch, so the Matcha Gotcha won't go into Rotom, unfortunately. Who's coming in? Mega Gardevoir, Mystical... Oh, Akka did something? Amazing. You found just the right target, huh? Talonflame. Well, I'll break Gale Wings. If this connects. I missed Garchomp, that's so bad. I missed both of them. Alright, well... Okay, well... I'm down, I think, to throw Incineroar away for the sake of breaking Gale Wings. Protect. Alright. They're gonna get their Tailwind that they probably want. They just protected both. Alright. Yeah, not much I can do about that. I think I'll protect Incineroar here and go for another Matcha Gotcha. Be nice if this move does something. It's not Tailwind, it's just Acrobatics and Sinistra. That's rough for me. That's really rough for me. Covering for things they're not doing. That's Pokemon, I guess. Okay, let's go Palafin here. Parting Shoot this Garchomp if I get the chance. Jet Punch the Talonflame, although they might just switch it out here. Yep. Rotom. Yep. And I don't get the Parting Shot into Garchomp. Okay. Alright. This game's just not going my way at all. Well, that happens. Okay, I mean, I can salvage something from this, I think. If I... sack Incineroar, honestly. Or Parting Shot. Parting Shot might do it. And protect Palafin. Most likely I'm sacking Incineroar here. Acrobatics Incineroar. Nice. Okay, and then I bring Gengar in and try to do something. I could have doubled Rotom, which I thought about doing, though I didn't say it out loud. I could have doubled Rotom. That's annoying. This one's just not my game. That's an awkward roll. Well, they'll get rid of Palafin here anyway. I'm just trying to set up for Gengar to have any chance of clawing this back, although I don't really think that's realistic. Okay, this Garchomp loves to protect. But I don't think they will this time. Yeah, they probably will. They didn't. Look out, Garchomp. Esther should be bringing Ninetales to a game like this, probably. Oh, I'll live and learn. Who's next? Oh yeah, this thing. Great. Already acrobatics? Okay. Well, let's see what their last Pokemon is, at least. Oh, it's this. Alright, that is definitely game. Tyranitar, Excadrill again. This time with Volcarona, Melodic, Sinistcha, and Floette. So, same old thing. If I can get rid of Floette, I can do some stuff here. Maybe. Tyranitar, Excadrill lead. Okay. Be nice if I can break a sash on the Excadrill. Don't know if they'll let me. Mega Tyranitar right away. Okay. If I brought Ninetales, that would have been kind of interesting for weather control, but I didn't. Rock Slide. Please don't flinch me. Ready for a Rock Slide, that's interesting. The crit Petalfin. No flinch though. Okay. I think I just go straight to Kommo-o here. Going for knockoff into Tyranitar. See if I can clear the Excadrill. They'd probably switch at least one of these out. But they might see that Tyranitar is a giant broad target on its back. First thing I got Intimidates. Can protect Tyranitar, but not Excadrill. So I might get to knock it out. High horsepower. There's a lot to Incineroar, but fortunately not to Gengar, because I switched that out. I will get rid of Excadrill here. But do they have Floette in the back? That could be a big problem. Melodic. Okay. Do they not have Floette? Can I perhaps just do this? Is this gonna be Floette? No, Volcarona, okay. They didn't bring Floette. And I get my free setup here. They don't get to attack. Oh, you're killing it, huh, Raymer King? I think this turn I'm down to Protect Incineroar. And Clanging Scales. You're top 1,000? For real? At that few games? Oh, your senior division. Okay, I didn't know that. Tailwind. That could be a little bit awkward to deal with. But, depends on what kind of damage they're able to threaten. You're what they call young. Guess so. I don't think I need Incineroar anymore. I can't click Parting Shot. Alright, I'll go for a double protect. Okay. Sure. Maybe I should be getting through their Tailwind turns better. Well. Scald. Does not knock out the Incineroar, although I think Sand Damage will. Yeah, the only thing is I'm dropping my defense and I still have Tyranitar on the back, so I think I need to be careful about the timing of these KOs. Oh, the Sand's gone, so Incineroar is still here. It gets another chance to protect. Let me see these Tailwind turns. 2 more. I think I just protect both Pokemon this turn. And then there will be only 1 turn of Tailwind left. Oh, they have Ice Beam. They never showed that until now, huh? I think I'm still okay. It's unboosted, non-stab. Komo's boosted. Komo's pretty healthy now that the Sand is gone. I'm just going to keep clicking Protect with Incineroar because there's not much else to do with that slot, and they forfeit. Yeah, okay. So I was looking to knock out Volcarona before they could get Tailwind back, and then Palafin would beat Tyranitar. So that one was pretty locked up. Kind of silly that Incineroar was just sitting there clicking Protect, but I really didn't have much else to do with it at that point. I didn't want to switch anybody else into that slot. Oh, that was 15 games. Okay. So that was a whole first day's worth. I don't think I would have played much longer right now. But if I can string a couple more wins together, that would be nice. I'm getting pretty tired, though, and this is a scary team. This is a really scary team. This is a hard team to deal with. I don't have a fairy, though. They do have Frostlass, but they don't have a fairy. I think I'm down to just try these 4. Maybe I can get Komodo going early? Well, they're over 1,600. Would I be ending stream? Yeah, for sure. I've been at it for a while already. Would I stream tomorrow? I don't know. See if I can snipe their Frostlass here and make Komodo's life a lot easier. They have stayed in. Now to protect. Is it Icy Wind with Melodic? Icy Wind with Melodic would be a problem right now. It is. Ah! And play it into their hands. Okay, but they can't both Shadow Ball Gengar and Blizzard. So now that I'm behind, let's just be aggressive here. They Shadow Ball Gengar. I don't think this actually works. But also, that turn 1 kind of just lost the game for me on the spot. Probably. I can't bring Incineroar in and boost their Melodic. So it has to be Sinistra? Oh boy. Alright, well, it is what it is. Let's get a bit of recovery. And then what? Just attack? I think so. Well, it didn't knock anything out. Might regret not clicking Life Dew, actually, but let's see. Flying Scales comes out next. Not enough damage. But I will get my Matcha Gotcha. It hits both. Burning Frostlass would be incredible here. I burned Melodic. But not Frostlass. Okay. Oh, I do burn Frostlass. What? Okay, wait. That might have saved the whole game. Maybe. A little early to be saying that. Citrus Melodic. Okay. Not great. I probably still lose. Tinkaton 2 cannon? That's interesting. The problem still is I have Incineroar on the back. I'd like to switch Sinistcha out to get the hospitality back, but, you know. They have life due. No, okay. GG. There's no stop. Maybe it's not GG, but it's probably GG. I think I have to just click my own life due here. I probably lose Sinistcha to a Shadow Ball, but what can I do? I think I just have to hope their attacks start missing. Yeah, Shadow Ball into Sinistcha. Okay, so this game having Incineroar in the back has kind of hurt me. Which is not something I say very often. So I could have gotten some more recovery on Komodo or whatnot. If not for that. That might have been able to save the game. Eh, probably not. Well, shouldn't have lost Gengar so early then, huh? But even then, the alternative was probably bring Incineroar in at some point. They have the faster Fake Out now on top of everything else. I think I still have to try. I just lose to Sneasler now. Right? Okay, yeah, they get to do that. That was pretty free for them. Okay. They could still miss Icy Wind. No, they just take the safe close combat into Komodo. Okay. Is there a way to win this? What's their last Pokemon? What if I go into double protect that last turn? Basculegion? No, it was over. Rotom, Sneasler, Garchomp, Frostlass, Aerodactyl, King Gambit. Okay. Well, they can't do exactly the same thing that last person did, but they can do something similarly hard to deal with. Actually, them not having Melodic could make a huge difference. Let's see. Frostlass, King Gambit, yeah. But I'm not using the same team this time. Frostlass, Sneasler lead. So, can I just snipe the Frostlass this time? Please? Yeah, I know, Unburden Sneasler, but there's not usually a lot it can do to Gengar. It could Dark Claw cheese me. That would be pretty annoying. Alright, Protector Frostlass. They do go for the Dark Claw into Gengar. It's mostly ineffective. I can fake out the Sneasler here. And we'll see what they do. Taking some time with this one. So Frostlass out. Okay, but they give me the Focus Sash on their Aerodactyl, assuming they have that. It could be Mega Aerodactyl. But not with Mega Frostlass, well, maybe. Over 1600, wow, congrats. You got the drop, that's always funny. I think I'm down to just double switch here. Palafin immediately threatens their stuff. Pretty nicely. Okay. Alright, they can do that, yeah. What does Aerodactyl do? Tailwind. Makes sense. I think here I'm just going to go for the Clangorous Soul and Jet Punch into Aerodactyl. They can knock out Palafin with the close combat, but this at least prevents like a dual Wing Beat into Kommo-o. And then what do they do to Kommo-o? Well, probably a lot of damage. Maybe this isn't a good play, but we'll see. They protect Sneasler. What about Aerodactyl? No protect. Huge. There's my Clangorous Soul. There's the Frostlass, but what? What do I do here? Jet Punch Frostlass, protect Kommo-o. Honestly, it might be fine to just rip a Clanging Scales here, but let's see what this does. They'll get their Snow. And their defense boost with that. This should still sting. Oh yeah. Okay, Kamo avoids close combat. Is it just Blizzard from Frostlass? Yep. Palafin survives. I think I like Kamo's chances against the Spread Blizzard. Let's just Clanging Scales and Jet Punch the Sneasler. Sneasler's gone. The Blizzard comes out. KO's Palafin, but not Kamo. Did a ton to Kamo. But here come my Clanging Scales. Frostlass is gone. And so is their Tailwind. Gengar's back. Is there something cool about Twin Beam or just Psychic type dual Wing Beat? I don't know if it can miss like dual Wing Beat can. I don't remember. This could be Scarf Rotom. But I think I still beat that. Well, I don't get to find out. Twin Beam's also special, not physical, so that's another difference. It's the move that Girafarig has to know to evolve into Farigiraf. I guess that's the one cool thing about it. Alright, Antonio. Floette, Rotom, Basculegion, Arcanine, Archaludon, Garchomp. Pretty hard to deal with. A lot of threats. So many threats. Why so many threats? Please have fewer threats. Can I just pressure them with Gengar Kamo? I don't know, but it'd be nice if I can. Tempted to bring Ninetales, but I don't think I can. Obviously the Floette is a threat to Kamo, but hopefully Gengar can handle that. Floette, Garchomp, okay. Well, I'm down to Mega, Protect. And just bringing Incineroar right in to intimidate that Garchomp. And fake it out. That would be nice. If I can do that. They didn't switch. Floette will Mega Evolve here. And Radiate a Fairy Aura. And what do they go for? Floette protects. That's big. That's going to make the next turn scary for it, as Garchomp goes for an Earthquake. Okay. Did a lot to Incineroar, but I got my Berry. And I get Fake Out Pressure into Garchomp this next turn, and I'll just go for Sludge Bomb into Floette. They didn't protect anything. Okay. Got Floette nice and low. Now, let's protect Gengar. I'm covering for protect from their Floette. And let's switch Incineroar out to Sinistcha, get Gengar healthy, and then I can try to intimidate their Garchomp again after that. Or I can just bring Komodo right back in. No one's playing. Or I can just quick Life Dew with Sinistcha. That actually might be best. Nah. Less than 200,000 in Laddie. You're not even the 200,000th Laddie. Poison Jab. Trying to hit Sinistcha with that. Oh, I don't think that was worth it. It poisoned Incineroar though, so maybe it was kind of worth it. I think I'm down to preserve Incineroar right now. This Garchomp's -2. Floette's finally gone. Okay. This does give them a chance to bring something else in, so let's see. The fish. I'll gamble on being able to Shadow Ball this. Nice. That worked out. Oh, it survived. Okay. Buster Specs into Komodo KOs with a crit that I doubt mattered. Okay, I don't get my Komodo set up after all that. What a shame. But let's go Incin here. Sack Incin for another fake out and intimidate into Garchomp. Yeah, I guess. Does make the end game a little bit messier. Maybe a lot messier. Yeah. Could be a tricky end game for sure. I don't know their last Pokemon. Garchomp is so weakened though. Third of the Basculegion. Didn't go for any Aqua Jet or anything, so that's nice. What is their last Pokemon? I hope it's something that does not threaten Sinistcha at all. Not quite what I was hoping for. Okay. Probably okay though. I think this turn I definitely protect Gengar and Life Dew. This Sinistcha's probably about to be a Life Dew bot. If only I'd gotten the Komodo going. That Basculete Legion took a Shadow Ball at 1%. What can you do? Poison Jab Sinistra. Makes sense if they can poison it. Which they don't this turn, at least. Now here's an annoying question. Will they be protecting our Chaladon so they can Earthquake? I'm going to play as if they won't, because I think I kind of have to. Wait, your Chaladon's faster than Sinistra, right? Your Chaladon definitely just went before Sinistra, so I can Perish. And Life do. Unless they have a way to knock out Sinistra here, which would be a problem for me. Dragonclaw Garchomp, they Draco Meteor, or Gengar, they Draco Meteor Gengar. It's knocked out, but the Archaludon is weakened, has weakened its special attack. The Garchomp is weakened its physical attack. Let me see those Perish counters. I mean, Sinistra, yeah, goes after Archaludon again. Okay. Now I protect. They could beat me with a crit next turn. But that's their only out. I protect, I life do, I protect. Protect, life do, protect. They could win with a crit. Probably, I think. But these two attackers are so weakened. I don't think they have any other way. Life do time. Once again. Glad I found this Perish out. Don't think I was winning this actually otherwise. I think it was the only way. Flash Cannon. Probably should have gone for Draco Meteor. It's so much stronger, but no crit, no problem. Then I just protect next turn. Okay. That's a fun endgame. Garchomp faints first. Then our Chaladon. And Sinistra last. Let's go. I could end on that one. That'd be a good one to end on, but how many have I played? 18? I thought that was number 19. Let's go up to 20. And then 20 games in one sitting is a ton. I think I can end it there, probably. We'll see how I'm feeling. Meganium, Tyranitar, Ninetales. Interesting dual weather team, okay. All shiny, too. Aerodactyl, Lucario, Melodic, okay. Palafin could go crazy here under the right circumstances. I mean, I think it's... There's a case for Sinistra. But I think it's probably just these four. Aerodactyl Lucario, okay. Is it Mega Lucario? And if so, what does that do? I'm not sure. I'll break a sash on Aerodactyl? Or it could be Mega Aerodactyl. Guess we'll see. I remain not convinced that Flip Turn is worth it on Palafin, but hey, I have it locked in for this competition, might as well use it sometimes. No Mega from them. Protect Aerodactyl, so my Flip Turn doesn't pay off. Big problem with using that move to get Palafin going. And then close combat Palafin for probably a bunch of damage. Yeah, it is a bunch of damage. Ah, if only I'd Flip Turned Lucario. Oh well. Alright, I think I need to get damage into Aerodactyl still if I can. I could Jet Punch it. Without transforming Palafin and Shadow Ball it. I think that's an okay double up, actually. Might make me a bit weaker later in the game, but it helps me create openings for Kommo-o. A Tailwind. Just this once. Oh, Zen Headbutt into Gengar. Okay, I didn't see that coming. Well, Gengar survives, so I do get rid of the Aerodactyl. But at what cost? And Zen Headbutt is good to know about for Kommo-o as well. Alright, who's coming in? Ganium. Okay. Well, let's protect Gengar. And let's get my Palafin transformation after all as I bring Incineroar in here. And I'll get to see whether it's Inner Focus Lucario, which I think is an ability that thing gets. If so, I can't fake it out, so that'll be good to know. Honestly, I might end up sacking Palafin anyway after this turn, but we'll see what happens here. It is Inner Focus Lucario, so I can't flinch it and I can't intimidate it. Okay. Meganium will be their Mega, not really surprising. What do they go for here? Zen Headbutt and like Solar Beam? That would be nice. Meteor Mash into Gengar. So into the Protect. Dazzling Gleam, okay. Lucario has shown Close Combat, Zen Headbutt, and Meteor Mash. It could have Extreme Speed. In any case, I think I'd basically sack Palafin here. To preserve Gengar. This Flare Blitz is great if I can get away with it. I don't know if I can. It might just Close Combat and Incineroar. Then Meteor Mash, Palafin, okay. That was a crit, if you say so. Earth Power into Incineroar. I don't know that KOs. Yeah, this is a really specially bulky Incineroar. So I get my Flare Blitz into Lucario. And I'm stalling out their Tailwind turns so Gengar can remove Meganium. Oh, Lucario had the Sash. What do you know? Is this the last turn of Tailwind? Yes. Okay, Protect, Protect. This also helps me scout for Extreme Speed. Oh, wait, no, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, I messed up. I actually meant to sack Incineroar this turn. I forgot. It's probably okay. I meant to sack Incineroar to get Gengar back in. Bullet Punch. Okay, so they do have priority. But that's it. The Meteor Mash did so little to Palafin. Not that scared of it. And I know now that the Lucario doesn't have Protect. My move comes out first, whatever they went for, so Lucario's gone. Yeah, I meant to sack Incineroar so that Gengar could just delete Meganium this turn, but I forgot. So Meganium will get 2 KOs. Whoops. But I get Gengar and Komodo against Meganium with no more Tailwind, so I don't know what their last Pokemon is, but there's a decent chance I'm okay here. Maybe not. Maybe that was a really bad mistake. Maybe not sacking Incineroar there because I forgot to. It was a throw. We'll see. Tyranitar. Okay. I could be in trouble this turn. If they protect Meganium, the whole game could unravel for me from there. But let's see. I just have to go for it, I think. I could have protected both my Pokemon this turn. I guess that would have been safer. Yeah, I'm definitely making some sloppy plays 19 games in, but I'm not punished, as I do just one-shot the Meganium with an extremely effective Sludge Bomb. Coppleberry Tyranitar. Takes this Aura Sphere. Still not super well. And goes for Dark Pulse into Gengar. But that means they didn't attack Komodo here. Alright, yeah, it would have been... Given that they didn't protect, I guess I still would have been in the same spot if I protected my guys here. But in some games I would have been safer. Oh well. Worked out. This will KO. Now the Chople Berry is gone. That was an odd game. Alright, yeah, if I win the next one is game number 20, and if I win it, I cross 1600. So I'm going to try for that. And win or lose, I think it's the last game of the stream. I'm getting tired. So, better lock in one more time. Melodic. What is this team? Is this Mega Scoville and stuff? Maybe not even. It's probably Chlorophyll Scovillain, but it could also be Mega. Could be both. Melodic, Clefable, Whimsicott, Dragapult. They have 2 fairies and a faster dragon, so I don't love Komodo here. Torkoal, Scovillain, but then a lot of their team is hard for Palafin to deal with too. Ninetales might be kind of worth it. I can Blizzard some of their stuff, and I can take Sun away from them. Incineroar is a Pokemon that I can't afford to just throw recklessly into this matchup, but might have a valuable role. This is a tricky team. What do? I bring Ninetales for sure, I think. And that leaves room for only one of Incineroar and Sinistcha. And I guess into all these threats it probably has to be Incineroar. But the Melodic could make things really difficult for me. Scoville and Tamer, nice. They've been maining that thing, huh? Scoville and Whimsicott, okay. I mean, that's not bad for Gengar early on. Would like to get rid of the Scovillain, yeah. Because if it's Mega Scovillain, it could be a big problem for Palafin later. I don't know, there's a case for Sludge Bombing either of these guys, but well, yeah, let's try this. Okay, they didn't switch anything. Here's my Mega. They could just like Sunny Day Overheat and knock out Gengar. Okay, but they're not going to have Chlorophyll because they have Mega Evolved Scovillain turn 1. What does Whimsicott do? Tailwind? Scovillain protects, that's annoying. It is Tailwind, okay. Alright, I think this turn I want to fake out Scovillain. Incineroar can't be burned. And hey, at least I don't have to worry too much about Encore Cheese, because I can just Sludge Bomb Whimsicott. If it has a Focus Sash, then this doesn't KO. What can you do? Okay, fake out into Scovillain. Incineroar is immune to Spicy Spray. It's funny that we get a message about that, but we don't actually see the ability activate. There's Moonblast Incineroar, not much damage. So free Sludge Bomb into Whimsicott. Knock it down to its Sash. And poison it, so that'll knock it out. I don't know if that's preferable or not to keeping it around for another turn. But it is what happens regardless. At least I don't have to worry about Encore Cheese now. Who is coming in? It does break the trap for one Pokemon, right? Who's it going to be? Dragapult. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. I can protect Gengar this turn. There's no power over in the game. Yeah, so I can protect Gengar this turn. Phantom Force is a 2-turn attack. It does break Protect. But they can't just do it in one turn. Well, let's just throw a Flare Blitz at Scovillain. Probably need Ninetales to deal with Dragapult in the end. And it's late in the day, the sun's getting in my eyes. On top of everything else. Alright. Draco Meteor didn't do too much. Void Herb. Okay. So it gets his stats back. Flamethrower into Gengar. But I protected. Good damage into Scovillain there. But they do have another full strength Draco Meteor available. I don't think it'll KO though. Last turn of Tailwind. I could protect Incineroar. I'm going to switch Gengar out to Palafin. And I think I just send it again with the Flare Blitz. Save the Ninetales because I might need that to beat Dragapult later. Let's go on Protect, sure. Shadow Ball into the Gengar slot, but now that's Palafin. Take a Rage Powder here. So I'm going to Protect and try again to Flare Blitz Scovillain. They could switch Scovillain out. Well, let's see. Tailwind being gone is big. They do switch it out. Who's coming in? Torkoal. Okay. Okay, well if I can get another KO, then I can get Weather Control. They just click Thunder in the sun into Palafin. What a menace. Get some damage on Torkoal, which is always nice. I'll Jet Punch Torkoal. Just in case I have to deal with them actually landing a Thunder. I don't think I can Parting Shot here, because I don't want anybody else to come in on Torkoal's attack, so I'll just double into it. So I won't knock it out here. They do land the Thunder. It doesn't KO, but Torkoal will get a chance to attack this turn if it just goes for like Heat Wave or something. They also paralyze Palafin. Okay. Yawn into Incineroar, okay. But I'm down to Jet Punch Torkoal here. Oh, if I knock out Torkoal, then I can't Parting Shot Dragapult. But you know what? I think that's fine. I don't think I can switch Incineroar out safely here, so I think we just let Incineroar fall asleep. They do let me have their Torkoal, so it's just Dragapult and Scovillain left. Yeah, Clear Body Dragapult can't be Parting Shot, so that wouldn't have worked anyway. I guess I could have. I don't know for sure that it is Clear Body. I guess I could have tried. But hey, I'll get some chip. Good chip. I did half. Okay. Incineroar will fall asleep, though. Could be Infiltrator, yeah. I guess I could have checked, but you know what? I'm not upset about that damage. Now I'll go Ninetales. Take away the Sun from Scovillain. I don't think Mega Scovillain is especially fast. I think I'm okay to just Blizzard here. I could Protect. I think it's a little safer if I Protect before I Blizzard. The Dragapult has shown Draco Meteor, Shadow Ball, and Thunder. It doesn't have Protect. It might have Protect. It might have Protect. Nope, it just Shadow Balls Incineroar. Okay. Doesn't KO. This Incineroar is so good. Every Incineroar is so good. Incineroar is so good. I get Blizzard, and it knocks out both. That'll put me over 1,600. I honestly might end the global challenge there. I didn't really have any expectations for how well I would do in this. Crossing 1,600 in 20 games I think is pretty good. I'm definitely done for today. I'm not sure I'll play any more tomorrow. I might. I will decide tomorrow. But I thought with this team, I practiced a little bit with this team, but it was kind of untested and kind of hard to use. I thought it might be a bunch of ups and downs, and I might honestly hang around 1,500 for the whole run. 1610? I'm going to park that for now. I'm definitely done for today. This was a lot to play in one sitting. And yeah, I will decide later whether I'm playing tomorrow. Raymer King, do you want to have a private battle before we go? Before I go, or are you good? Bet? Alright. Are you in a game right now? You went to Pokopia? Alright, send me a code when you have one. Yeah, whenever you're ready. And then we'll end it on that. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, wrong team. Whoops. Let's use the team I'm using in the global challenge. I was playing ranked battles with the Cybertron team yesterday, I think. Probably what? Should use the relevant team? Probably. I do think I would change Sinistra's item to Kasib Berry if I were revising this, but I don't know what else I would do. Alright, and I don't know what to do into this. Let's try Akka? No, I think it's gotta be, if not Colbur, I think it's gotta be Kasib. Alright, let's try this, 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 and this. Skeleturge Admirer. We've been spamming Skeleturge, huh? I think I probably noticed that last time too. Alright. Ooh, White Herb Chomp, okay. I've been intimidating those all day. Not so much this time. This could be a tough matchup, actually. I don't know how this one's gonna go for me. Did a lot. I don't know what to do here. Well, alright, let's try this. It's pretty shaky though. Alright, there's the Mega. At least you're not getting another Earthquake this turn. That did a lot, though. Well. Now let's try this. Oh, alright. Got me with that, kind of. This feels pretty safe now, though. Fair. Goodbye, Charizard. You didn't think that killed? In Sun, I don't think it would. But we're not in Sun. Okay, let's do this. Oh, light screen, yeah, fair. Probably a good idea there. Let's do this. Okay, yeah. Maybe I should have seen that coming. Reflect, okay. Wow, it still KOs. Alright. It's really hard for Garchomp to deal with ice type damage, huh? Alright, what's your last mon? Will they clutch once again? I'm not following that reference. Let's see. Weavile. Okay. I think this works. Weavile could pull this one back for you, though. It's definitely possible. It might not be possible now. Let's see. Okay, avoid the fake out, but at what cost? Oh, and you get poisoned. Well, to be honest, this was over anyway. But you might knock out Gengar here. Oh, not quite. Here, I'll give you another shot at Gengar. Before Weavile drops to poison damage and Perish Song in the same turn. You can knock out the Gengar at least on the way out. Oh yeah, that actually does affect Ninetales, doesn't it? Not that it matters. I forgot that that would do more than nothing. I guess Knockoff doesn't KO Gengar outright because it doesn't get the damage boost for removing an item into the Mega Stone. But anyway. Poison damage is what gets it in the end. GG, Rimmer King. If you weren't Shadow Tagged, you clutched? Maybe so. Alright, that is enough VGC for me today, that's for sure. 21 games in about 3.5 hours. GG. Like I said, I think there's a good chance I won't play tomorrow. But I'll decide tomorrow. So, maybe I'll be back, maybe not. But, yeah, that'll be the stream for now. See ya. It's been fun. Glad to hear it.